How's everybody? Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you're watching this from. And this is going to be a small talk on pretending. Now, I would like to go in the sense of pretending about emotions and thoughts that we really feel, but we don't really say it and we don't really acknowledge it. I am guilty of that myself because I have gone through circumstances and situations where I've constantly disregarded or completely shunned out any type of negative emotion or negative feeling that I was going through, be it physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally as well. So, yeah, I can tell that it's a very crazy process because you know uh, at first it's gonna be quite difficult because your body is telling you something and your mind is telling you another, and then both of them come into conflict with each other, and then you just say I'm fine or I'm good because whatever's going on in your mind, whatever's going on in your body is colliding in so many different ways, in so many different aspects that you can't seem to properly comprehend or put it into words. So you just shrug it off altogether and say, "I'm fine, I'm good." Or whenever you're asked the question, "How are you?" or "Are you okay?" and you say, "I'm fine." But that really doesn't do anything. It just gives people assurance that you're okay, which is good. Which is good in a sense because I believe that all of us do it, or some of us do it out of concern for others when we don't want them to worry about us, or we feel like they're going through a ton of stuff themselves. So we don't want to burden them with any of our problems, issues, and so on. And some of us may have the mindset of, oh, they just wouldn't get it, so it's not really of any use to explain it or take up their time to talk about it with them. So yeah, but I would say that speaking from someone who has used that phrase a lot, even though there were times where I was struggling, where I was in pain, and where I was very confused and not knowing what to do, and I felt like my life was falling apart, and the list goes on and on. And I I just said I'm fine. I shrugged it off, gave a smile, said I'm good, said I'm fine, and then in my thoughts, it was like, yeah, I'll figure it out. No need to bother anybody with this. Like I'll find a way, or I'll get through it eventually, somehow, some way. But yeah, it's really difficult to do so because sometimes you you get so used to saying I'm fine, I'm good. All those affirming phrases that assure other people that you're doing okay, that nothing's wrong, everything is fine with you, and so on. And eventually it becomes habitual and you just use it every single time, even though you're completely struggling and even though you're completely not in the right headspace. So it's difficult because at that point, you've suppressed your emotions and thoughts so much, or whatever your body's feeling, and you become numb to it. I know I have, which is why, I can speak for myself in terms of that. I've grown numb to it. Whenever I get a scar or pain or any type of that, I just shrug it off and then tell to myself, even without anybody asking, that I'm fine because I'll get through it. I'll figure it out, so on and so forth. But sometimes that I realize that doesn't help with healing. In fact, it just delays the healing process that you're supposed to, embark on and do further because you're not acknowledging that you're hurt. So why on earth would you think that you need healing or that you need, to deal with this when there's nothing wrong, where you're okay, where everything is dandy and fine, you know. So that's why, you know, we're so good at tricking our brains and our body to do so, to act okay, to act happy, to be all of this, so that everybody can see that, oh, we're good, there's nothing wrong, everything is great, and all that. And sometimes maybe it is, but you know, you don't always have to use that phrase every time. I mean, if you don't want people to worry so much, what I would say is that, yeah, you know, acknowledge that you're hurt, and when somebody asks you how you're feeling, be honest with them. Tell them how you really feel in terms of the pain that you're going through, the struggle that you're going through. But at the end of the day, I feel like the reason why people, uh, from my experience, why people are so, you know, so afraid of people's reaction, or if people get too worried and too, you know, obsessed with trying to help you, is because we say it we say it at a point in time where we've suppressed all of these emotions for way too long, that it bursts out of us in the form of rage, uh, rage or sorrow, where we break down into tears and we shout and we lash out, you know, something like that. So that's what causes the concern when, for other people, when you say, or when you're honest about how you truly feel and what's actually bothering you. But if you took the time to acknowledge it, and you took the time to to say to yourself, okay, this is bothering me, this is what I'm struggling with, I can't suppress it, I need to express it some way and let it out, and not in a violent way by any means. It should be in a way that's productive, and it should be something that will not hurt anybody else, especially yourself. Be it partaking in a particular hobby, or going out for a walk, just getting some fresh air, staying in silence without any entertainment, without any company, and just meditating or breathing, you know, and like taking deep breaths and all that. That will normally calm our mind from this, you know, from this collision of thoughts and all of the things that are currently running through our heads, and will give us like a blank slate where we can properly think and analyze and so on. And if you're worried about, and if you're worried about people, you know, being too concerned or being too worried about you because they have their own problems and you don't want to be a burden and so on. If it's something that you can handle by yourself but you're struggling with it, just be honest with them. Tell them that, okay, I'm struggling with this, but it's not something that I'm worried about too much, because I know I can handle it and I'll get through it. Just so that, you can be honest with them and you can be honest with yourself, because at the end of the day, when we're lying about our feelings and emotions to other people, we're also lying to ourselves, because your body says something, but you're saying another thing to another person. So what does that do? It doesn't work. But yeah, it's all about acknowledging when you're hurt, or acknowledging when something's wrong, and not pretending, because why would there be a need to pretend? You know, not everybody expects you to be Iron Man, or made of steel. You're not unbreakable. You're not immortal. You're human. We all are. We feel, we fall, we fail, we feel pain. We go through tough phases. We go through tough streaks. We have our lowest of lows. That's what makes us human. We're not, perfect. So nobody should expect you, and you shouldn't expect yourself to be perfect either. You know, now that doesn't, give us any reason to give up, or to throw in the towel and to just, let life be, and not try. But it shouldn't diminish you from, it shouldn't, stop you from acknowledging that you're hurt, you need help, you need time to heal, you need just some alone time to think, to contemplate, to meditate, because these or pray, and these are what will normally help you be more in tune with yourself, be more honest with yourself, and in turn, be more honest with other people as well. Because, I mean, it's just really difficult, and I feel like pretending in and of itself and lashing out and doing all of this is not good, because it will just create further conflict and confusion. So, the one thing that I would say to conclude this talk is meditate, seek clarity when everything feels jumbled up and messy in your head or in your life. Just do any practice that helps you clear your mind. If you feel like you need to reach out to someone for help, go to someone who you can trust, who you know will take the time to listen, even if they're not able to understand you, just for you to let it out. Whatever you're feeling in your chest or whatever you're expressing. And if that doesn't help, or if that isn't up your alley, then you can partake in different activities that you enjoy and that you find, you know, you know, nice, and something that you can have fun with at least, and allow you to express your creativity or let out all of that steam that you're keeping inside. And yeah, and if you feel like, you know, you want to talk to somebody, but you're afraid of lashing out, you're afraid of breaking down, and so on and so forth, and you're afraid it will cause all of this, unwanted mess and attention, do something beforehand to, you know, take off that weight off your shoulders and make you feel a little bit lighter, so that when you go to them, you're in the right headspace, you're not emotionally conflicted, or your body isn't all tensed up, and you can calmly explain what's been going on. But the root of it all is being honest with yourself, how you feel, acknowledging your emotions, good or bad. And when somebody is reaching out to you, asking you how you've been going and what's going on, then you can properly explain to them. And again, if it's something that you can handle, be honest. Tell them everything is all right. I've been going through some stuff, but I can handle it. It's nothing much. If they offer you to talk about it with you, or if they offer you to explain and elaborate, if you wish to, you can do so. But if not, then you can keep it to yourself, because at the end of the day, it's something you can handle. But yeah, never forget that we're all humans. We all fail, we all fall, we're imperfect, but that doesn't mean we can't grow, we can't learn, and we can't overcome these certain obstacles. And it doesn't mean that we're not, excluded from seeking help. All right. So yeah, that's all for this talk, guys. Take care and be safe out there.